Okay. Hey. So, if you had 3 minutes to break the mold, what would you do? What would you say? If you know me, you'll know that I have a lot to say. So, the producers of the show, they gave me a time limit. 3 minutes. So in just 3 minutes, I'd love for us to discuss diversity, what it really means, and who's been left out of that definition. Now it's time for, you guessed it, facts and stats. Did you know that gaming has emerged as a powerful tool for inclusion and connection for individuals with autism and other diagnoses? Did you also know that studies have shown that 41% of children on the autism spectrum spend a significant amount of time playing video games? Let's uncover the fascinating intersection between autism, gaming, music, and the benefits of that intersection. Now the question is, how open is the video game industry to hiring these individuals when they have the skills to contribute to producing these video games? Our guest today is Heidi from GameGen. GameGen is a pioneering organization that recognizes the potential of gaming as a learning tool and a creative outlet for individuals who are on the autism spectrum. They provide specialized programs that teach video game design, coding, web design, and related skills, empowering participants to express themselves and tap into their unique abilities. They help individuals who are on the autism spectrum tell their stories using video game and art. So without further ado, please welcome Heidi from GameGen to 3 Minutes with Ifu. So I always start out by asking all my guests to tell me about their journey thus far.
Working at GameGen, I was just doing paperwork in the beginning. We started working with adults on the spectrum. I have a master's degree in social work, and so I kind of came on in a new way. And then I love video games. I have since I was a kid in the 80s. So yeah, that's how I fit there into GameGen for sure.
In what ways do you think that focusing on video games is helpful for individuals on the spectrum?
I think that it's a way for communicating. It's a way for seeing other people communicate stories. Video games is the medium to do that storytelling, but I think that is where our students connect. That is where they communicate in a really interesting way. I would say that a lot of our students that are on the spectrum tend to have a focus and a passion that is really valuable in human beings. And at GameGen it fits. Mm-hmm. They really get to flush out something that they really want to see come to fruition. I think that is where video games works beautifully with our students, all of them.
But I know that a lot of the consumers of video games are individuals who are neurodivergent. Many of these companies are benefiting.
Oh yeah, students and people that are coming into the game industry that aren't coming in from traditional places.
Yeah.
It's so valuable. Our students have so many stories to tell.
I can agree with that. Speaking of storytelling, I'm curious to know if you see any connections with the importance of music and the storytelling within the video game.
It's crucial. Music is an extremely important and critical part of games and sound, and they completely change the experience of a video game. But the emotions are absolutely, completely linked in this homeostasis of the story being experienced through auditory, through visual, and our students love music.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the strategies that you all use to make sure that that the learning environment is inclusive for all kinds of students?
That's very intentional. So we do trainings with our teachers. Our teaching staff is neurodiverse as well. Mm-hmm. We learn the material we have, but learn the material in a way that allows them to have a lot of self-efficacy. For a lot of them, their first venture out into the world. Thank goodness we're online and we're digital, so they were doing a lot of contract work through Upwork, through Fiverr, those kind of experiences. A lot of them are nervous about going into work in big companies, and yet they still go out and they still apply, which is amazing. Let's build some more experience on your resume so that, you know, when you do get to that company, you've got more. And know that there's so many different pathways to doing what you want to do, especially in the digital world right now. Like, there's so many different kind of contractor positions available. There's so many different internships. There's so many different work and education learning programs for a lot of these video game companies. Just kind of talking about how we get into those companies from like so many different ranges is an exciting thing. We have a career services person that works directly with our students to help them with their profiles and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. But I'm curious to know, like, what are the challenges you're experiencing on the corporate or company side? Like, you know, are they open to hiring your alumni or your students?
So we have run into this barrier, and I don't think that it's an intentional one, but I think that it's just kind of naturally progressed as video game companies have gotten bigger and more robust. If our companies had more of an interview-friendly process for our adults on the spectrum, for our adults with special needs, I think that it would facilitate a better way for our students to be able to really shine their skill sets. I think that some companies are trying really hard, but you need to like have some flexibility on how they get in that door, because the door is hard to open right now.
Yeah. How do you see GameGen fitting into the puzzle piece of inclusion for individuals who are neurodivergent in the world?
I feel like our stories, again, that we can tell with our video games and the experiences that we can provide to people through those kind of like creations, they're coming from unique and diverse voices that like really should be heard, that are valuable to be heard. These creation of these projects, this creation of these viewpoints, like whether it's, you know, a 3-day thing or like they've done, you know, 6 months or 5 years to create a game, it creates a expression for the world to see. You know, it's art. It really is. The coding and the art together make an artful experience for people.
I see GameGen being a facilitator of representation for the voices and the stories of individuals of all various backgrounds, including those who are neurodivergent.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. It expands our viewpoint so much. It helps us understand each other.
I'm very excited to see ways that we can support GameGen.
Thank you.
And also vice versa.
Oh, yeah. So exciting.
But thank you so much for being part of 3 Minutes with Ifu. It's been a great pleasure speaking with you. Very enlightening, and I really hope that, you know, all of our viewers and listeners really, you know, listen to what we discussed here today. And if you're a company, Activision, Mind Games, this is a good time to create a more inclusive world and be a pioneer in that. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.